All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 73, starting at verse 1. Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there is no band in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Skipping down to verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors. With that, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Bahashim Rachak with Dash and double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Shalom and Barakatham and Salakia. I know it when I'm making these videos in the whip, when I'm driving, it gets loud. I believe somebody put on my comment board recently that you know, I gotta figure out what's causing that noise when I'm driving. Anyway, shalom to all of you, Akim. The reason I brought that up, and I wanted to title this lesson, Babylonians are out on their feet. All right, these people are out on their feet, and this isn't the first time that our forefathers have had to gaze upon wicked niggas winning in the world, on our enemies winning in the world. But the reason I love that precept, that whole chapter really is good, is because the Lord, it's proof that the Lord sees all of this. All right, the Lord knows how rich people like, you know, Elon Musk and Bill Gates are. All right, it's not lost in the Most High what's going on. All right, and they're already promised to be destroyed. All right, and we take joy in that, you know. And that sounds harsh for a new person listening. All right, like, why would you take joy in the destruction of somebody? Well, the scriptures tell you to love the good and to hate the evil. All right, and the Lord has a day of destruction for a reason. Is because wicked things, wicked individuals are to be destroyed, man. You know, that's basically what sin is. When you go down the path of sin, all right, the scriptures say in Romans 6 that the wages of sin is death. All right, so when you go down that path, it leads to death anyway. All right, it's like a cancer, man. All right, and what you do with a cancer, you cut it out. All right, you destroy that small amount of flesh so the rest of the flesh can be spared. All right, and that's how you have to look at it in the truth, man. All right, it's not a thing to get emotional about. All right, it's just a reckoning of what is. All right, and these people walking around have already been hit with the 1-2 punch and don't realize it, man. A lot of people thinking it's just getting tight with savings and all of that. This inflation shit is about to hit heavy. People have not even began to see, all right, the worst part of financial calamity, let alone physical calamity, which is going to follow. All right, and that's the thing that keeps us locked in, is even though we know that our opponent is outscoring us on the scorecard, you know, we've been outpunched so far. The Lord has already promised us the knockout, man. All right. The Lord is about making a show of delivering the ones that He cares about the most, man, and that's the elect, you know. So these are things you have to keep in perspective. All right, when you go out in your day to day, you see, you know, people buying new cars, new chains. All right, somebody got a new house. Now you're coming to find out that all of these prices were overinflated, man. The average car price, our car note right now, is about $1,000, man, which is crazy. I remember scoffing at rent that would cost $1,000. I was like, damn, your rent is $1,000. Now people are paying car notes that are that high, man. And now repossessions are at an all-time high. So all of that winning that they thought they were doing, what it looked like in 2020, 2021, all right, it turns out it's come back on them as a curse, man. Now Esau wants his assets back. He wants his money back. All right, which it was all corrupt money anyway. All of this money that they're loaning out, it's not even real. Okay, but that's how Esau's system is set up. All right, but the point is now you're starting to see that everything is not what it looks like on the surface level, man. All right, when you use the term that somebody's out on their feet, what does it look like? It looks like they're still standing up, like they're still in the fight, but really they're not, man. You know, you can look at plenty of boxing matches and see with a Mike Tyson or somebody, he just kind of clips somebody, man, and they're still on their feet, but they're still trying to swing. But you can just tell by how they're moving, how they're not really there. All right, they're basically, you know, unconscious or halfway unconscious. You see, and that's how Americans are. It only has the illusion that they're still up, but they're not, man. All right. When you read Obadiah, it says those that eat thy bread have laid a wound underneath thee, man. All right, and that's basically what's happening. America is bleeding out. There's no reversing or unfucking this inflation situation, man. His only recourse is to come up with a new currency, and we all know where that's going to go. All right, speaking about the charagma in Revelation 13 and 16. All right, you can read that, and there's plenty of videos on Great Millstone going in on that. All right, but that's what this place is likening to, man. All right, and Esau would have you believe that not only is he gonna finish the fight and finish the round, but that he can still beat you, man. He can't. You know, these people have a false hope. All right, they really think the devil is gonna come through for them, and they're not. All right, when we say devil, we mean so-called white people. All right, by and large, there's some Edomites that look like there's some Jakes that look like Edomites, that look like so-called white people. But we know, colloquially speaking, that white people, quote unquote, are the devil. All right, and they call themselves that, while they called everybody else black, brown, red, whatever. All right, and it's to obscure. You know, that's what it's for. You see, and when we point these things out, you know, you'll have Israelites that get mad, man. You know, we'll tell you what your heritage is, what your birthright is, what you're entitled to. All right, and they'll scoff at it and figure out a way to save the people that never gave a fuck about them, that constantly castigate them to this day, never paid you back. All right, not even in monopoly money does he have enough respect for you to pay you in monopoly money, man. All right, which is the U.S. dollar. So that should tell you everything you need to know. But Esau is so good at pushing things through the media and now social media, all right, that everybody's just lulled back to sleep, and he can paint these pictures like things are good when they're really not. That's why everybody can think that right now we're not in a recession when we really are. All right, that's why women can sit up there and think that, you know, they're 35, don't have a man, all right, but they got 3 kids, and they still think they're gonna find Superman. All right, the highest quality man is gonna somehow lower himself to a woman who didn't care enough about herself to either be in shape, to choose the right man. All right, that same delusional spirit is on everybody, man. It ain't just women. The women happen to be the most susceptible to it. All right, but we know it's the devil, the serpent, was at play, man. Just like back in the garden. All right, you had Adam and Eve. Eve did wickedness, man. But what was at the root of it? It was a serpent yapping in her ear, man. All right. And even when she went off, the Lord didn't see fit to come down and judge. But when Adam listened to it, that's when the problem started. You see. So it can't be just the woman that's going to be the reason why the Most High comes down and judges people, man. No, women are just a symptom of the problem. All right. The Lord is going to come down and judge because wicked men have resolved in their spirit to follow the devil, all right, to love evil and hate good, man. And that's what this is. When we tell you the truth about who you are, that's a good thing. But in America, on YouTube, all these different places and platforms, that's puts in the category of hate speech and all other kind of pejorative terms, man. Just for you trying to tell people who they really are. You see that things are upside down here. So you can't look at things as how they really are. You have to be an analyst. All right. You have to constantly analyze things, look at things, and the only way you can analyze things is if you're watching. All right. Which goes into the watchman. All right, and that's what we're basically set up to do, is to watch, is to warn. All right, so the blood is off of our hands, you know, first and foremost, and so the Most High can get His elect sealed, man. You know, because once that occurs, man, there's no need for this place anymore. All right, there's no need for any of this. We're not gonna have to worry about anything, man. All right, you got a wicked baby mama, you got a boss at your job up your ass. That's going to be a distant memory. Those people are going to have to worry about eating, all right, saving their own life. They're going to have to worry about choosing to fill that car up with gas or buy groceries, man. All right, which there is no good choice, because you need gas to go buy groceries. All right, you need gas to work. All right, so you can buy groceries. So that's the mindset that we got to be in, man. It's like, yeah, it's a very grim, it's very dark, but we got to be able to see the silver lining in everything, man. We got to be able to see the Lord has already pronounced this place as through, it's dead. All right, so if the Lord has done that, you have to ask yourself, what things in this world are you still anchored on to, man? All right, cut that shit off. All right, if it's a homie from the world, you hang around a little bit too much, you know, he's always on something. Start going your own way, man. All right, start learning to embrace a little bit more solitude. I'm not saying go be a complete hermit, but you gotta move with the fear of the Lord, man. All right, if you know the Lord is going to judge the people, then you got to realize what could happen to you just being in proximity. All right, we were just going over the story of the three holy children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and when Nebuchadnezzar had them put into the furnace, he didn't mean for the men that grabbed them up to throw them into the furnace to get burned up. But when those men grabbed the three holy children to put them in the furnace, they got burned up, man, just by proximity. You know, the king didn't even sentence them to be thrown into the furnace, but they caught the judgment there just by being close to the fire. They were burned up, man. You see, and we want to move with that level of caution, because we know that if we don't have that supernatural protection, like when Yahweh Shai came down and protected them in the furnace. All right, he said their clothes didn't even smell like smoke. If you don't have that level of protection, you're out of there. All right, so you don't want to be attached to these people in any way, shape, or form. All right, and it doesn't matter what relationship you have with them. All right, you have to worry about working out your own salvation with fear and trembling, so you don't get judged, man. I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakam Badash. Shalom.